I could go on and on about this. I love language. Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for joining. In today's video, I'm going to answer a question that I got a lot of after one of my previous videos I uploaded. So I uploaded one video where I was speaking like 5 or 6 languages, and obviously not fluently, but it's just my passion. So in that video, I spoke like Chinese, Vietnamese, French, Korean, Spanish, and just a random array of languages. And the most common question I got after that video was, wow, how did you learn so many languages? So that's what I'm here to tell you about today, is my journey as a language learner and some of the tools that I use to get where I am today, and hopefully to move further through my language journey and to become fluent. If you're not yet subscribed, please consider to subscribe by hitting that button right down there, the red one. So the first place I'm going to mention is pretty obvious, it's school. So for French, I did 4 years of French in high school and then 1 semester in college. For Chinese, I did 3 semesters here in the United States and then 1 semester in Beijing. So I studied at Beijing University of Technology for 1 semester, which was a complete language immersion program. So that kind of hints to my second way of learning as well, which is to study abroad. So if you really are passionate about a language, I recommend, if you're a student, to take at least a semester or a year to go to the country that you want to learn the language. It's the easiest and quickest way to learn, because once you're in the environment, you have no choice. You have to speak the language. So for me, I went to China. When I first got there, I was really pretty clueless. After 3 semesters of Chinese here in the US, I was still not completely prepared. So when I got there, it was a little nerve-wracking. I didn't know what people were saying. It was scary, but after about 2 weeks of being there, my confidence grew because I just had no choice. It was time to speak or nothing. Then you're just kind of stuck. So I also went to Vietnam twice, so that's kind of how I've picked up a lot of my Vietnamese. I did start like just self-studying Vietnamese at home. I started way back in like 2011 really is when I first started, but it wasn't until 2012 I got more serious about learning. And then 2013, when I went to Vietnam, is when I picked up a lot. So being in the environment is always the best. I know not a lot of people have that option, so that's why technology comes in pretty handy. So one app that I will recommend to you if you are a language learner and you want to practice especially speaking is HelloTalk. So HelloTalk is an app where you connect to a native speaker who wants to learn your language. So for me, I currently am using it for Vietnamese. So it says on my profile, I speak English and want to learn Vietnamese. Then people who speak Vietnamese and want to learn English will connect with me. So it's pretty good. Like, you can send just text messages if you want, or you can do it, there's an audio where you can record like 1 minute of audio and send it to the person, and it's really like simple. I think there's other apps that are similar to it if you want to check out those ones as well. I think there's something it's called like Hi Native. I'm pretty sure it's the same, and HelloTalk is free. You can pay to get some features, but I use the free version and it works great for me. And then the other way I've learned language is through pen pals. So there's a website that I started using in 2007 called interpals.net. So it's basically kind of like the app idea, only it doesn't have to just be language exchange. You can do like just talk about your country, learn about other people's countries. So that's actually what really sparked my interest in language, aside from my grandparents speaking French. But I was meeting people back in high school on this website, and it just really opened my mind to the fact that we live in a really big world and we should be exploring that. So if you're interested, even if it's not for language, but just for something fun to do in your spare time, I recommend you sign up on interpals.net. And then you can find foreign friends from all over the world. I've actually met a few of them in person, so it's pretty cool. For the Korean, people were asking like, oh, you speak Korean? No, I don't speak Korean. Like, I can say a little bit, but it's just because I listen to Korean music basically exclusively. I listen to a little bit of English music, but that's just my favorite genre of music. So I pick it up through music, or even sometimes I watch dramas. So that's kind of how I learned that. So if you want to learn a language, try listening to the music or watching their movies or TV shows. That's a good way just to listen to like how the words sound when a native speaks without actually having to commit to being like, oh, can you help me learn? And by the way, a disclaimer for Hello Talk, don't just go on there and say, hey, teach me Vietnamese, or hey, teach me Chinese. That's not how it works. You gotta be open to helping the other person too, and you can't just expect that everybody's a teacher, because they're not teachers on that app. Like, it's just regular people. So it's a good way to connect and practice, but if you want to actually learn a language, you might have to take a step back and use YouTube or other online resources to get a base first. That's just my recommendation when using that. And then the last thing I'm gonna mention is that I just really like meeting people from around the world. So that's kind of how I learn like really random stuff. So if I meet somebody and I ask them, do you speak any languages other than English? And they say yes, then I ask them to teach me something. So recently we went out to eat with our friend. His name is Sumit. I have a vlog about that where we went to the vegan restaurant. And when we went out, I asked him to, every time we go out, I ask him to teach me something new in Hindi, because that's what he speaks. So this past time, I learned a very funky phrase, but it's quite useful. So, Lopath Gamani Parti Hui Hai. He said this is Hindi for the train is crowded. Lopath Gamani Parti Hui Hai. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, but it's cool to know. It's just, I could go on and on about this. I love language. Lopath is like train. They can just say train, but he said like that's kind of like the real word. Gamani, I can't remember what it is. Parti, I think, is crowded, and then hui hei is like basically like the form of like right now is going on. I think. Don't quote me, but like I said, this is how I learn. I will ask somebody, what language do you speak, and can you teach me something? And then I'm not like an expert, but I'll write it down in my phone and then practice it in my free time. And then if I meet somebody else, I can say something in Hindi. Namaste. What else did I learn from him? Oh, kana achi hey. I think it's like the food is good or something like that. And then hey Bhagwan is oh my god. Just all like, ask your friends. If your friends speak another language, ask them to teach you something, and just keep an open mind. And once you like start to hear the differences between languages, it gets a lot easier. So for me, people say I pick up language really easily, which I think it has to do with the fact that I'm open to learning about different languages. So it just comes like as second nature to me when I hear how do they say it. And I tell people when they teach me something, I say it like you would normally say it. Like, you don't have to slow it down. Just say it how a normal native speaker would do it, and I try to do the same. So those are just a few random tips for language learning. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and let me know if you have any specific topics related to language or a specific language you'd like me to cover in an upcoming video. I want to do more videos about the languages that I am more knowledgeable about, so Chinese and Vietnamese especially. I would like to do more videos about that, but I'm not sure what yet. I want to make it creative and I want to make it fun for you all who are watching my channel. So please comment below and let me know what you'd like to see, and I will take it into consideration and hope to make something great for you next time. So that's the end of the video, and yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to my channel, the button is right down there. I appreciate the support I've been receiving recently. It's just amazing that you guys are interacting with my content and you enjoy it. So that's all that really matters. I'm having a good time, and yeah. So have a great day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!